Hi guys, what's up my good people? Welcome back to another episode with Rachel. Welcome back. Welcome back guys. How have you been doing? Happy New Year. For me, I'm doing okay. It's January and everyone is busy at work, okay? Which is so good, okay? For those who are trusting God for great potential things this year, we are neat. Just believing in God and putting up on our effort and moving, we will make it. Okay. So, guys, let me tell you the reason I'm doing this episode today. It's because, guys, it is that year that I'm willing to share with you what I went through with my nannies. So, it's Nanny Chronicles. Okay. First of all, let me tell you, for the last 3 years, I have not employed a nanny. That is a decision that I made for myself because uh, because I needed to have peace of my mind in my own house. I needed to have freedom. I needed to enjoy myself. I did not want to die of blood pressure. Okay? So that is for my own reasons why I don't employ nannies. But I want to share my story with the nannies before I came to this point of making a decision, no more nannies in my house. Are you ready? So, first mistake that I made, and I pray that you don't make it, never employ your relative. Those distant cousins or even your cousins, don't employ them. Just if they're in need of something, help them, support them, but don't give them work to your place. Either in your house, either in your business, any area of your life, don't involve them. So my mistake was that I employed my relative when it comes to helping me with chores. And that time when I took my relative in, I think it is because I was so desperate, because at that time I was working as a teacher in a certain school and I needed this job so desperately. So I had to to bow down to bow down. I had to accept the challenge and took in my relative as my nanny because again I trusted her so much and I knew she would treat my children very well, and she was my best relative. Let me say my best cousin. Okay, so she came in, we started working with her well. The first few months she was doing well and she was so good, but it reached to a point she's kind of turned out like she was a jealous person, if you can understand. She decided now she wouldn't be taking orders anymore from me, of which I am not a person that orders people around. I only tell you what to do when I'm not around, or maybe if I want to change, to bring some changes in one of the things that you're doing or what we are doing. So apparently she was not happy with that, so she decided to make her own decision because again she's in her cousin's house. So why treat her as if a stranger? So this is when, have you ever met a nanny where you tell her to cook a certain food and then she decides to make for you a menu? Okay, so that was the case. So it reached to a point now she started asking for money even before working, and she would tell me to deduct her at the end of the month, of which to some people they can deduct, but for me I can't. I find it not good. I'd rather help you the money than to deduct your salary, because at the end of the day, if you have that person who has kids that are depending on you, it won't add up even if you deduct that salary that you wanted. So it got to a point where I find it was now not good. Until one day, guys, let me tell you the story. When my cousin came to live with me to work for me, she told me she doesn't know Nairobi, of which I was so sure. She was not familiar with Nairobi. Tell me why. One day I go to work and I come and I meet with her. I overheard her talking through the phone of how they'll meet with the boyfriend at my place when I'm not around. Tell me why. Tell me why all of a sudden she knows some of the areas in Nairobi that I don't know, that I've never even set a foot. That was how bad it was. And I realized, okay, this girl amechanuka ni venye sijui. I realized she has chanukad more than I thought. So I decided to fire her. I decided to send her. It reached to a point where she even started fighting with my daughter. because of a TV, guys. Me, one of the things that when you come to work for me, I have to sit you down and tell you the rules in my house. Number one rule is in my house, it never, ever, ever try to beat my daughter or my kids. Two, never, ever try to mistreat them. That is one thing. Three, if they do mistake, wait for me, tell me the mistake they have done, and we will solve the mistake there together. Now it reached to a point, my nanny decided now she is the boss around, so she would boss around. She would not allow my kids to watch the TV, the whatever she wants, and you would find her that she's putting on those weird movies, romance movies, bad movies with the kids in the house. Okay, lucky enough she had no phone, which for me I found she had a phone, but she would not use it during the day. Now the strange part with my nanny that time, she would use the phone during at night. During the day you never see her being ringed or talking to the phone. But at night when they would go to sleep with my daughter, even started complaining that she could not sleep because she used to speak with the phone calls from all the way 8 to midnight, sometimes to 3 p.m. And I remember there was a time I woke up in the midnight. I was going to the kitchen to pick something, to a glass of water. Do you know what? I had my nanny talking to the phone 3 p.m. And that, at that time they are sharing room with my daughter because she needs to go to school early. Now the one you're sharing with the room is busy talking to the phone the whole night. So for me, I don't, once I give you my rule and you disobey, I don't talk to you. Once you break them, I just fire you. I normally fire you immediately. I don't want apologies and speculations and all sorts of things. I don't allow them. So I fired her. I got the second nanny. Now this nanny, my sister is the one who brought to me. The nanny, when the nanny came in, she told me she doesn't know Kiswahili. She told me she knows English. So the nanny was a young girl, very good young girl, and little did I know, again, she was alikuwa amechanuka. She knew Madhare. She knew all sorts of Nairobi that I did not know. But when you look at the nanny, she was so innocent. She was a small girl, very innocent. You could not tell what she was doing. So the nanny tells me even she doesn't know how to operate on my TV. Okay? And then one day, I usually have internet. I don't give out passwords to my nannies for my own reasons. So you come in my house, you use the TV. I don't give you the passwords for internet. I don't give. That is for my own reasons. I don't give. So she comes in, she tells me she doesn't know how to operate the TV, and I'm convinced, and I say, okay, fine. At least huyu hawatabishania TV na mtoto. So when my daughter goes to school, at that time I had my little girl. She was at that time, I think, 2 years. So one day I go to work and I come back and I find her seated down watching bad movies. My daughter is at the neighbors. And it is morning. She has not done anything. You guys, hey, the movies that she was watching, they were so bad. Then my daughter went to the neighbors to watch cartoon from there, because apparently now in their house she cannot watch cartoons because the nanny is watching movies, Nigerian movies, romance movies. So what does she do? She has to go to the neighbor and watch cartoon from there. You guys, I had to fire her immediately. And funny enough is that I started suspecting this girl. When she came in, she told me she doesn't have a phone. She told me she was just the girl was from Uganda, by the way. So she told me she doesn't know people here. So funny thing, she said she did not have a phone. And then one day I sent them with the kids out. I want to be sure, because I started suspecting something is wrong with her. Because at night you would hear her like as if she's chewing something, as if she's eating something, in the midnight. Unasikia ni kama anaongea, nikaa anatafuna vitu kwa room in the midnight. So I wanted to know what is happening. So I had to send her outside with the kids to check on her bags. And guys, shock on myself. I found phones on my bag, 3 different IDs. Another thing, the name she had given me is not the name that was on her IDs. Okay? So I was like, and then she was a small girl. So the time I took her in, I did not bother to ask for ID because by the look of her, when you look at her, she was a small girl. And then I found some sticks. They were tied like this in her bag, inside her bag. She had so many weird things. And to top it was, I found her, she had a loaf of bread. I think it was what she used to eat. Because that bread, apparently I don't buy it in my house. I don't use that bread. Ilikuwa ni ile buffalo. What is buffalo? That bread that is not sliced. Yeah, but it was not the brand that I use. So it wasn't from my house. So I was wondering, why was she hiding the bread and eating it in the midnight without me knowing? And then I was asking myself, why would she? And it was a whole, as if alikuwa nakata tu kadogo kadogo kadogo. So I was wondering, why is she doing this and I have bread? You know, there were so many questions that were running, so I had to fire her. Okay? Then I got another one. Hey, now this one was worse. This one, she was a bit big. She was big. And this girl, when she came in, when we went with her to the church the first time, funny enough is that my friends had started seeing her, and the first day they saw her, they warned me. And they told me, that girl is not good. The way I see her, she's not a good person. So for me, I ignored the red flags and I said, people do like judging people before knowing them. So I decided to stay with her. The first 1 week, the girl was so funny. The first 1 week, the first 3 days, she did work well. The second week, she decided to sit down and talk with me. And we would talk and we would talk. And that time I had not learned a lesson. This is where I learned a lesson. When you employ a nanny, never at your time, anytime, give her time to sit down and to have stories with her. Now, for this that nanny that I had, we became so close. We would share, we would talk. It reached a point when I'm around, she would sit down to napiga story. So the sink is full of dishes, the house is not swept, and she's okay with me. She's okay. And she's lifting her legs there, watching. Huh? And then when she would see my husband, she would wake up quickly and do the dishes and clean the house. So that one, I looked at it and I told her that was not a good idea. So I told her to change on that time. And she felt as if ilimuhat, so she did not like it. So the second thing, one day when we were talking story, she tells me, why does your husband does not talk to me? She tells me, he doesn't even look at me. And I'm like, what? Why did you want my husband to look at you? Why did you want him to talk to you? And she was like, she started having issues towards my husband. She was just questioning. And I realized now this is something that I should work on it. So I told her, leave her, you do your work. Leave him, you do your work. At leave her, leave him, and you can just do your work. And then it reached to a point where she started saying that my husband is so good. She started praising my husband instead of me. And then I realized there is something wrong with this girl. She's up to something. So I decided to fire her immediately. And that morning when I wanted to fire her, she did not want to go at first. So as if she sensed that I wanted to fire her. And let me tell you, the madharau she did for me, she urinated on my daughter's bed. That day before she went. Then she took a poo and hid behind the toilet. You see, hapo kwa bola hapo chini. I don't know how she poo-pooed, and then she placed the poo there. You guys, I have never been shocked the way I was shocked with that nanny. Up to date, me with nannies, no. Me with nannies, no. And those nannies made my day to become worse. And up to today, I think the last nanny is the one who made me even to have that trauma because of what she did. I told you she put a poo under the bowl of the toilet. She urinated on the bed intentionally. I don't know why she did that. She started becoming, and then she was a huge girl, and me, I'm a small girl. You would tell her something and she would snob at you because you are small. And ni wale watu wakikuangalia hivi unaona ni za kukupiga. Okay? And then for me, I realized that most of the nannies, the reason they would come and take advantage of me because number one, I talk. I'm that person, I cannot keep quiet. We talk in the house. I don't like somebody who is silent. So I prefer a person who talks. So I think that is one of my weakness point that I learned, that they take advantage of that. Two, I'm that person who doesn't know how to control or to command the nanny around, because I am that person. Once you come into my house, once the orders that I give you, you take them in, I will not follow you again. I leave the rest to you. So it's up to you to plan yourself of how you do your work. So I think another thing they take advantage of me is that, because once they do a mistake, I don't question. I tend to keep quiet, and then I just wake up one day and just fire you. The third thing, I think they take advantage of me, that I usually blame myself. I think it's my size of the body, or sometimes I feel as if they take me as a small person, and that is why they take advantage of me. Because when we meet personally with me, I'm a very small person, short. I don't have a big body. You can see, you can tell. Very small person. I don't have a big body. So I tend to think that most of the nannies, especially if I employ, I get a big woman, a big mother like this, I think they tend to look at me and say, what are you telling us? You're just a child, What are you trying to say? We can do what we want. Who are you to boss us around, You are small. So I got that mentality. I think because of those things, I decided for the sake of me and myself, and to have peace for my children and my family, I decided, no, I will not employ nannies. I will raise my kids. They will grow, and I'll get the money that I want. I can do my business. I can drop off my child to a daycare, run my errands, come back, pick him, do my chores. I can stay in my house the way I want. I have a freedom to do what I want, At some point, I find that even those nannies employing them, sometimes they deny you that freedom. They deny you that freedom of doing what you want. Sometimes you cannot even talk, you cannot even laugh with your spouse, or you cannot even have fun with your kids because they are around, because they are wondering what. Okay? So for me, I said no to the nannies. So, lesson that I learned: when a nanny comes into your house, you are the rule. You are the one to give out the rules, not them. Two, never ever employ a relative, either in your home or in your business or in any area of your life. Help them, help them, support them where you are able to support them. The rest, do it for yourself. And number 4, is it number 3? Number 4, never allow a nanny to have that freedom. Do you know, at one point, the same girl that I told you that left a poo for me, that girl would even command me what to eat and what not to be cooked in my own house. It was bad like that. She would say, no, today we are not cooking this, we are eating this, And I remember there was sometimes, of course, you forget to do shopping, or maybe you don't have that money to buy bread daily. And I remember some of the nannies that I have employed, somebody would wake up in the morning and apate hakuna nini bread, and you have chapatis. You tell them, today we are not buying bread, we'll take tea with the chapatis. My friend, wananuna. They want that life where nannies, I've come to realize, nannies want that life where they want to get everything they want. They want to eat anything they want. They don't want that life that you can choose today not to eat this and you survive with this. They don't want that. Okay. And mind you, in my house they don't do the laundry with the hands. I have machine, a washing machine. But let me tell you the hell that I used to go through with those nannies. No, no. So for me, I saved myself. Since I have a washing machine, I do my laundry at the period that I want. I stay with my kids. I do whatever I want at my own time. So sometimes having these nannies can be of great use if you're able to stay with them. And sometimes I find it nannies are good when you have a bigger house, like a 3 bedroom or 5 bedroom there. But this 2 bedroom house, those nannies who work in 2 bedroom house, they can show you a lot of shenanigans that you can never even imagine, you know. So yeah, so for me, that is the episode that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to my side of the story with the nannies, and I hope that in the next video, guys, we will do more. So 2026 is here, road to 100K subscribers. Tell a friend to tell a friend that Sarah Rachel is back, and is back and back and back with so much stories to tell. Okay, so the stories of today, we have started with the nanny stories, why you choose, why you have to consider whether you want a nanny or you don't want a nanny like me. Okay, so subscribe, road to 100K subscribers. The dream is still alive. The dream is still alive. You're not giving up. Okay, we are not giving up. And if you are an upcoming YouTuber, let's rise together. Let's rise together. Let's subscribe to each other. Let's support each other by watching content. Okay, by supporting each other by subscribing. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for always coming back. To all my new subscribers, welcome back. My name is Sarah Rachel, a Kenyan YouTuber based in Nairobi. Okay, so welcome back to this channel. In this channel, we do all kinds of videos that can come, all kinds of content: motherhood, cooking, self-development, but we most dwell in self-development. Self-encouragement. Is it encouragement? All those nice contents that we think can give our audience good vibes, we do it here. Okay, so you're most welcome to this YouTube channel. Like I said, my name's Sarah Rachel, a Kenyan YouTuber based in Nairobi. Okay, so for the brands, this year we are trying to work with brands. We are trying to work for brands. So if you are a brand, they are looking for people to support you in your business. You need me, I need you also. So you guys look forward, reach out and work with us to work with me. Let's support each other. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And to all my returning subscribers, oh God, thank you guys for always being there and watching my videos. Those 16 views, those 17 views, those 30 views, I am so grateful, guys. I am so grateful. You don't know how they do make me feel. Okay, so thank you so much. And all my new subscribers, welcome. In this channel, we love good vibes. We support good vibes and everything. So thank you so much. See you on my next video. Happy New Year once again. Happy 2026. I wish you the best. I wish you that this year God will answer your prayers. I wish you that this year God will bless you. Whatever that you are not able to achieve in 2025, this year I believe and I trust God together with you that you will achieve it. Okay, you will achieve it. The same God who take you through 2025 is going to take you through 2026 in a great and in a mighty way. So don't give up yet. Stand firm, trust God, and everything else will be fine. So thank you so much. Happy New Year once again. Happy 2026. See you on my next video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.